Magnets. They have long fascinated people. I mean, they are interesting. As early as the 6th century BC, the philosopher Thales of Miletus, Greek philosopher, noticed that there were special stones that could attract metal. Supposedly, the term magnet comes, at least according to legend, from the name of a shepherd, Magnes, who noticed that the iron nails in his shoes were attracted to these special stones. Today we call them lodestones, and they're made of essentially of iron oxide. Now, it's not surprising that people have had this fascination with magnets, because they certainly do seem to have a special power. I mean, just think about this. I can take one of these magnets. Now, this is a very strong magnet made of neodymium. It's an alloy, actually, of neodymium, iron, and boron, strongest magnets that we know these days. And if I hold it in my hand, it will attract that spoon right across my hand. So obviously, there is some kind of force that is going through my hand. Well, this is what intrigued Anton Mesmer in the late 1700s. He was a physician, and he believed that magnets had special magic powers, that maybe they could even draw illness out of people. They can't, but if you believe they can, well, then the placebo effect kicks in. You can do all kinds of interesting things with magnets. Neat demos. For example, you can take some putty. I have some of that putty here. This is just silly putty. And this silly putty has little bits of iron in it. And you can mold it, you can pull it, and it's very interesting putty. Now, because there's iron in it, it will be attracted to a magnet. So let's take a look at this. I'll hold this little ball of that putty in my hand and watch this. Jumps right at the magnet. Or how about this? I made this little snake out of the same putty, and look. Wants to take a bite out of that magnet. Pretty interesting, right? And what is also quite fascinating is that if you take this, the putty, and you place the magnet on it, it will swallow up that magnet. Now, it takes a little time in order for that to happen, but you can already see it starting to go in. And after a few minutes, it will completely eat that magnet. Now, obviously, aside from doing these kind of neat little demonstrations with magnets, they play a huge role in our life. Obviously, every electric motor functions with magnets. And so the discovery of magnets has had a profound effect on the development of society. But I thought it would be interesting to show you some of the fascinating aspects of magnets, and especially this silly putty, doctored silly putty, because it has the iron particles in it, and its voracious appetite, as you can see, for eating magnets. So now you learned a little bit about magnets. Go on and have some fun with them, but make sure you keep them away from your cell phones or from your watches, because a neodymium magnet will destroy the mechanism. And that for today is our Cup of Joe. Almost all swallowed now.